So, like I was saying, the x-axis on the coordinate plane is the horizontal one. That's the one that goes left to right, which takes us into the facts and characteristics. Literally is goes left and right. Okay, it's also called the the number that we work with is called the x coordinate. Okay, so the x-axis is the horizontal number line that's on that coordinate plane. So the one that's going left to right, that is called the x-axis. Every time. It will never change. So the example is you would draw out a coordinate plane.
How many arms do you draw on it?
It doesn't matter. You can do 3, you can do whatever. Just each of those mean a number. And then the x-axis, once again, is the horizontal one. If I could spell. Okay, x-axis is the horizontal one. So that's the one. That's what you got to remember. That's the one that goes left to right. Whenever I say x-axis, picture in your mind left to right.
And then isn't y-axis like the one that goes up and down?
We're getting there. So then the y-axis is the vertical number line. That's the one that goes up and down. Okay, so that is goes up and down. Also referred to as the y-coordinate. That's the number we're going to be using to plot on the y-axis. So this is what the example would look like. So we draw our graph again, our coordinate plane. And the vertical number line is the y-axis. Okay, so whenever you have all that, go ahead and go on to the next page. On the next page, okay, up here at the top, we're going to talk about the x-axis again. Which one was the x-axis? So the x-axis is what?
Left and right.
Left and right, so that's the horizontal. That's the horizontal number line in the coordinate system. It goes left to right. Okay, the y-axis is which one?
The vertical.
Vertical number line in the coordinate system. So that's the one that's going up and down. All right, the next one that's it talks about is called the origin. Okay, that one is where the two lines intersect. So when they cross, so like up down the road where the stop sign is, where everyone turns to come to school. Okay, you look, those two roads intersect. Okay, where they cross, you have them stop signs. Okay, it's like where they meet. So right here is called the origin. Okay, that's where it begins. It's where you start. It's like the starting position. So that will always be at 0, 0. Nope, just 0, 0. Because if you look at this, this is a number line. Right here in the middle, we always put 0 for a number line. So everything to the right are the positive numbers. Everything to the left are negative numbers. This is just like a thermometer. You put 0 there, everything above it, positive numbers. Everything below it, negative numbers. That's how that works. So, it says points are located in reference to the x-axis and the y-axis. So we always use those two lines and those each numbers to plot these points, to graph them. Okay, the x and y axis separate the coordinate plane into 4 regions called quadrants. Quadrants. Okay, so if you look, there's 4 different sections to a coordinate plane. Each one of those sections is called a quadrant. And where these 2 lines cross, the x and y axis, is called the origin. The origin is located at 0, 0, where the 2 axes intersect. Where they cross. Okay, where they cross at, that's called the origin. 0, 0.
Serious spine on you.
Guys, just take the notes. Okay, ordered pairs will always be written this way. X, comma, y in parentheses. But if you look, okay, so what I mean by an ordered pair, they're going to give you something like this. But usually you're going to have numbers in there. So say I had 1, 2. That's my point F. Okay, point F is at 1, 2. Now, when you're looking at this, in an ordered pair, X always goes first. Y is always second. That's why we write them like this.
Is it 'cause that's
It's like the alphabet. Okay, X comes first in the alphabet. So we do X first. That's when we graph too. We always do the X first. So when we're looking at the X coordinate, what's in that ordered pair, okay, the X coordinate tells you how far to go left and right. So right is all the what numbers. So if we're going to the right on a number line, say we're at 0.
1, 2, 3.
So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What do you notice about those numbers? They're what? They're positive. So the right, all the numbers on the right side of the x-axis are positive. Everything to the left is what?
Negative.
Negative. So it's just like working with a number line. Okay, on a number line you put 0 in the middle. Everything to the right is positive. Everything to the left is negative. So the y coordinate is like reading a thermometer. Okay, because it's the vertical line. So the y coordinate tells you how far to go up, which are all the positive numbers, or down, which are the negative numbers. Okay, so that's just one thing to remember. That's why we always start in the middle there, because it's at 0. 0, 0. Okay, so now we're going to go down here and label a few things. So on this first graph, it says label the x-axis, the y-axis, the origin, and the quadrants. So this right here is what? What line is this right here? X-axis. X always goes left to right. That's the horizontal one. Which one is this? Y-axis. Okay, the origin is that point right there. It starts at 0, 0. That's your starting position. Like any race that you've ever seen, there's always a starting point. That's the starting point. Okay, and then the quadrants look like this. So quadrant 1 is up here. They use Roman numerals too. So quadrant 1 goes this way. Now, it goes counterclockwise. It goes the opposite way. So this will be quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and then quadrant 4. So it goes counterclockwise. It's a little weird. So that is how a coordinate plane is set up. Now, we're going to get some ordered pairs, like I wrote up there, and we're going to graph them. So we're going to graph them on this graph right here. But first, on this, okay, we're going to graph point A. So point A is 3, 4. So remember, X always comes first. If you want to write that up there, X, then Y, that's perfectly fine. Always try to remember that. Just it's a nice little reminder to write it down. So we're going to start with point A. So point A is 3, 4. So my x is 3. So I start at 0. Okay, x means we're going left or right. So do I go right or left for positive 3? To the right. So I go 1, 2, 3. Don't put a point yet because we're not finished. Now we have to go to the y coordinate, which is 4. Do I go up or down? Up. Up to 4. And there's point A. Just like that. That's it. Point A is done. Okay, now we got to do point B. So now we have negative 4, negative 2. Which one's the x? Which one's the x? Alexis? No. Negative 4. Remember, x first, y second. So it's always the first one. So we start at 0. Since it's negative 4, do we go left or right? Left. So negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. Okay, our y coordinate was negative 2. So are we going up or down? Down. So we go down to negative 2, put a point.
Oh, that's really easy.
So there's point B. That's it. You're done.
Magic.
So you're done with those 2 points. So the next one is point C. So we have negative 1, positive 3. So starting at 0 again, because you always start there, we go to negative 1, and then I go up to positive 3. And there's point C.
Oh, that's easy. We have a lot more to do. I want to do.
Okay, point D now. So we have 2, negative 2. So once again, I always start at 0. You always start at 0. So if our x is 2, which way are we going?
Right.
To the right. 1, 2. Now, y coordinate is negative 2. Up or down?
Down.
Down to negative 2. So there's our point. Point D. Okay, now E and F are a little bit different because they've thrown zeros at you. So, point E, we have 0, 3. 0 is the x. So that means we're not moving left or right any. So then we go to our y coordinate, positive 3. So you literally just go straight up. It's right on the y-axis. It doesn't move off of it. So then point F, same thing, but this time it's the y coordinate is 0. So I start at 0. My x is negative 4, so I have to go to the left. We're not going up or down any, so there's my point. So all it means when it says to plot or graph on a coordinate plane is you're literally just plotting points, putting a point down.
That's so easy.
That's all you have to do with the coordinate plane.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be hard.
Nope, coordinate plane is very simple once you get the hang of it. You just got to practice it. All right, let's jump to the next page. We're going to skip down to the bottom. We're not going to do the top just yet. All right, so we're going to do A and C together. So A and C together. So if you look, sometimes they will do these by 2s. But if you look, they have a line in between each one. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's on all the different ways. So basically, each line means 1, unless they label it differently. Every time you see a graph, more than likely, each line right here is talking about 1 unit. Okay, so letter A, we have 9 and negative 9. Which one is the x? Kaylee? The 9, positive 9. Remember, x, y. Write it down if you need to remember it. So x is 9, so I start at 0. If it's 9, which way do I go? To the right. So we're at 9, and now y is negative 9. So which way do we go? Down. And there's point A. Okay, now point C is negative 1, 7. Okay, so we start at 0 again, just like always. Okay, x is negative 1. Left or right? Left. So I jump over to negative 1. Y is positive 7. Up or down? Up. If it's positive, we go up. So right there, point C would go right there next to the y-axis. Veda, please stop.
Did you skip B?
Yes.
Christian Lowe, if you were in the building, please report to the office.
So go ahead and graph them. I'll give you a few minutes, then we'll talk about them. Take your time, label them, put the letter next to it. All right, so let's look at these real quick. So we already did A, so point B, we have 0, 6. So I start at 0. Okay, since my x is 0, I'm not moving left or right. Now I have to look at y. So y is 6. So we go straight up, and it's right here is letter or point B. Okay, point D is 4, -2. So I start at 0. X is 4. Guys, who's ever making the noise, please stop. Okay, and then -2 means we go down. So it goes right here. Point D. Okay, E, -8, 0. So at 0 again. X is -8. Okay, and our y is 0, so we stop there. Alexis, please stop.
I don't mind underneath.
And that's point E. So it goes right on the line itself. Okay, point F, 3, 4. So I go over to 3, up to 4. And point G, -3, -7. So we go over to -3, down to -7. So that is letter G, or point G, I mean. Okay, any questions? Okay, we're out of time, so there's no homework tonight. Okay, we're going to continue this a little bit more tomorrow.